I was just looking over the timelines here of when you first kind of talked to us. It was like June 8th,
Really?
back in June 8th, and we started basically applying June like the 13th, like just days later from what I'm
Mhm.
seeing here. So that's kind of cool. Um, so yeah, and I wanted to start with that, right? So like what was your situation before you found us?
My situation before I found you was I knew that I wanted to move forward, and let me see. I knew I wanted to move forward, and I kind of didn't have any direction. I kind of had an idea, but I didn't want to miss my mark. So I guess kind of the algorithms or whatever, seeing that's what I was scrolling for, is your type of service. And then I landed on you and listened to you do your little spiel, and it pulled me. I liked it. And it's funny because I only want to call and ask you. I only want to like ask you a couple of questions. Like I said, I've got a couple of questions, and I'm gonna go and move on. And anyway, you answered the questions, and you just pulled me in, and I liked your conversation, and really is probably the best thing that I could have done. Not even it's definitely as far as financially what we're trying to accomplish, or as far as our journey, it was you were definitely the best choice. And
Thanks,
my
Erwin.
thing, my thing with you was the knowledge is one thing, but the fact that your patience, because for so long I've gotten away from computers, and I've been dealing with cell phone, doing smartphone like everybody else. So I opened up a computer, and I was like dumbfounded. I said, "Oh my God!" And it's like I felt like I was starting from scratch. And you're so patient. And everybody that I talk to about you, as far as my circle of friends, I talk about your patience with me more so than anything. And that's so far it's been great. And we're like-minded as far as we're in agreement on where we're trying to go and what our journey is. So, it wasn't like, hey, let's get a couple cards under my belt, and, I go my way, you go your way. Like I said, I'm on a long journey. I want to have it work. Anything that I decide that I want to do, I'm able to do it financially, regardless of where I've been or what I got already or whatever, I just, and so far so good. And it's funny that we're doing well, and I feel like we would be further along if I wasn't moving so slow. I had a few distractions or whatever, but it's funny, no matter what, you're always on point, ready to go, and you don't rush me, and you let me take my time. But if I call, I say, hey, I'm ready. You're like, okay, let's do this. And you know exactly where we left off from. So it's so funny that I have to ask you where I am, and it's my life. So yeah,
Right.
yeah, I wouldn't trade you for $1 million, bro. You have no idea. You have none. So
Thanks, Erwin. It's definitely been a pleasure working with you too.
mhm.
And yeah, that's kind of one of the parts I love about this business is being able to connect with people like yourself. I mean, if you think about it, like Instagram, some post of mine brought brought us together,
Right.
and I'm kind of like curious to know too. And for those that might be like on the other side of the fence, what are like some of the hesitations or concerns that go through as some people might have maybe like multiple calls with different funding companies? Like what were
Mhm.
some of the things that were going through your head?
Concerns. Um, well, one thing is it was people deal with it, trust factors, because it's you have to divulge so much of your personal information. And with you, I just we got past that real quick. Hey, I need your social, I need that, I need you to get on and get this app, and then send me the sign in and it's like it's just I don't have any reservations as far as sending you what you need. And um so to me, I it's so many like scams out there, for lack of better words. There's so many just people out there just taking advantage of it. So many people in situations where everybody gets a scam notifications and stuff from hey, you have a outstanding school debt, and you don't have that. Hey, you just want a prize, just click on here and give us your information. We can send you the prize, and it's more of that than people are aware of in a sense. And my eyes are open to that. But as far as I'm concerned with you, it's like it's trust, your integrity is there. And like I said, I'm an old man. I'm not a youngster. I've been around the block, and I know your character. I know who you are. So like I said, I would be your biggest advocate out here. So, and it's
Well,
funny because
thanks, Erwin.
all the people that and my friends are like, "Where's this guy at?" And I'm like, "He's on the East Coast, bro. I'm on the West Coast." And they say, "Dang!" I said, "Yeah, it's just, hey, that's how far I had to go to make it happen." So I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it kind of works out for me because I end up working late anyway. So
Hmm.
I don't mind making a call at 9 p.m., 6 p.m. your
Right.
time, even though you're more of an early person. So
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
usually doing our calls in the morning time.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's awesome. But thank you for sharing that. And then I, I know the numbers, but I want to ask you and see if you remember. But what was the total amount of funding you received?
The total amount of funding I received was 45,000.
Yeah.
45.
So
And
that was
that was the target. And it's funny because it could have been more, and it actually it could be more, but like I said, we're on a different path. So it was 45,000, and it's funny because it happened so fast. You know, it happened
well,
so fast.
and
And that's
remember
and
initially
that's from
too.
listening to you, bro. I mean, I'm not taking any credit. Yeah, I obviously I had to push the button and whatnot, but I followed your pattern. I followed your lead. Whatever you said, do this, do that, and you like, hey, they're gonna say this and they're gonna say that. Everything happened exactly 100% the way you said it was gonna happen.
You
It's
know,
crazy.
I'm smiling because I was just remembering on our call, you originally wanted to wait for funding, remember?
Hmm.
Because you wanted to change the business address and all this
Right.
stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's great. We have
Yeah.
to do that, but let's go for a round of funding first
Yeah. Yeah.
and then take care of those things. And now we're in a situation where we're pretty much getting ready for our second round of funding.
Right.
We got
Right.
45K out of the way already,
Right.
and now
Right.
we're seasoning the
Zero
bank
interest.
accounts doing.
0 interest, mind you. Zero
Yes,
interest.
sir.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
That's what it's all about for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I was just remembering that that was and that's the thing, everybody's situation is very unique, right? And with you
Right.
can take a course, but when those problems come up, that course isn't going to be able to laser focus on something that comes up.
Mhm.
And that's where we come in.
And they may not have the time. They may not be structured like you are. They even take the time and and I can't overemphasize enough as far as your patience because I was just you were just always there and you always heard me out. And I say and if I was like a little bit um unsure of myself before I punched the button or talked to whoever I had to talk to, not like I talked to very many people at all. Yeah, you gave me the confidence. Don't worry about it. We're good, and it's just and everything was and it's funny because they were more happy to talk to me than I was to them, just they were there to basically there to just kind of just go over the experience and just wanted to make sure I was happy, and ask very few questions. And um, it's like it's almost like you did this a million times, bro. It's almost like it was like verbatim what you said. This is what's going to happen. This is what, and it's just step by step by step. So,
That's awesome. Well, hey, there's
mhm.
two pieces to this equation for it to work really well. And one is, like you said, having the steps in place, knowing what to do and everything. But the other half is people like yourself, Erwin. Like you are pretty much what I would call like one of my best clients, regardless of whether there's technology barriers in the way or anything like that.
Mhm.
I mean, you were relentless. You got it done either way, regardless of whether you had to get help or anything. You weren't afraid to ask for help.
Right.
So absolutely one of my like best clients and like
Appreciate
with
it.
a lot of my clients, they end up becoming close friends. So I hope that one day I could
Right.
like fly by California and come see
Well,
you
you
and
might. I'm
grab
gonna
some
be.
lunch.
I'm gonna be in your neck of the woods. Actually,
Okay.
later this month or next month. So I'll find out. But you might see me sooner than you think.
Yes,
For sure.
sir. That would be very nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Well, sounds good. Well, thanks, Erwin. And any last parting thoughts or comments, concerns, or anything for this would mainly be for maybe people that have not joined yet and are thinking about it. Maybe they've talked to a bunch of funding companies, they are thinking of doing it themselves. There's so many options out there. What do they do?
I would say if they're sitting on the fence, get off the fence. Get off the fence and jump down on your side, and you're going to have their back, and you're going to have their better interest probably as much, or if not more, than they do, because you were pushing for me and advocating for me probably more than I was for myself. And like I said, I'm OG. I've been around the block, and I'm a good judge of character, and you're an A+, 100%. Yeah.
Awesome.
If I could do it
Well,
all over again, hey, I got your number. You know what I'm saying? I got your number. So, and all my people, my circle of friends, and um, and I'm not talking about people that don't have things. It's not about what you have and where you are, where you aren't financially and whatever, but where you are, where you aren't credit wise. And even people that have, I didn't have very many. Obviously, I didn't have very many credit challenges. But it's like you have all the answers either way. So it's like you don't have to fit in. We don't have to fit into your box per se for things to work. So
exactly.
like
There's a
that.
plan for everybody.
Exactly, exactly. And I talk to different friends, even my family members, and everybody's not exactly the same because no two people are anyway. And some people express, well, I have a couple of challenges. I said, don't worry about it. Just give him a call. It's all good. He got you. So and if you,
Exactly.
and another thing about you, which is funny, that if you didn't have the answer, you always went. He said, "Let me get back with you on that," and you always did. You probably don't even think about that, but couple of things you didn't have the answers. You say, I'm not sure about that, but and you would go do your due diligence and you come back, hey, check it out. I got you. Here's how we move on that or whatever. So yeah.
Well, thank you for calling that out. That's
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we work with a lot of people in the industry, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to claim to be the expert in everything,
Mm-hmm.
but if I can
Mm-hmm.
relay some information and then connect you to the right person, or at least point you in the right direction of what you need to be
Right.
looking for,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be happy to do so.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny, bro, because I know like we're doing this video to help you, like to help promote and just kind of for lack of better words, a testimonial. But like I said, I'm so sincere, bro. I'm happy I met you, and we're gonna do some big things. We're gonna do some big things.
For sure.
I'm
No,
gonna, I'm
I am
gonna
fully confident of it.
yeah,
Like I'm so glad to have met you, to have your number and my contacts, and that we just touch base, every other week, every week, whatever.
yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah.
going at
And
your
you're
pace
always
whenever
there,
you're
bro.
ready.
You're always there, and you always call back. If you don't answer, if you're busy, you always call back. And like I said, even with our little challenge of our time differences or whatnot, but it hasn't been a problem at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it works out. West Coast, it'd be maybe a little bit tougher if I was West Coast and you are East Coast.
Probably. But then
But
again,
maybe
I'm a 24/7 guy, so it's all
not.
good.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm a
Right.
24/7. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You hit me up 3 in the
Awesome.
morning, I'm gonna have a little cobweb here or there, whatever. But once I get that out of those eye boogers out, I'm okay, let's talk about it. Where we at with this? So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you already wake up at what, 5 in the morning?
I wake up about 4:30 and I usually get up about 5, something like that. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hey,
thanks, Erwin.